I've always been a collector. It started with trading cards when I was a youngster, but I barely ever played any of the games that involved the cards. I just liked the way they looked. I liked all the different types of holographic cards that came from different franchises, and I especially liked the way they looked together on the page of a binder. I was appreciating the aesthetic beauty of material goods for the first time, but in addition to that, it was something that I bonded with my brother and our friends over. Trading the cards was far more fun than playing with them. Over the years, my collections have spanned everything from clothes to records to enamel pens to toys, but it all stems from the same place: an appreciation for beauty and design and a desire to have a community to belong to. These, I believe, are the central points of my collecting mindset. When I moved to California 4 years ago, one of the first things that I did was look up cool toy stores that I could go to, at the time searching for Funko Pops. The first result of all of my searches, and the first shop I ended up going to, was 3D Retro, and I haven't been the same since. But it wasn't the store or its goods that had the greatest impact on me. It was a flyer that I saw on the counter, a flyer for DesignerCon. Between perusing the DesignerCon website and following some tags on Instagram, my collecting itch found its next target and has been locked on ever since: Sofubi and Resin designer toys. I waded into the hobby slowly, getting to know brands like Super 7, Max Toy Company, and artists like Konatsu. But after my first DesignerCon, it was a slippery slope until I became fully immersed in the culture. With this video, my intention is not to highlight my favorite artists or toys. I've done that before in other videos and will likely do so again in the future. My intention is to try to explain precisely why I love the things I love. And I feel that I need to give this credit because I rarely hear others talk about it, but so much of my appreciation for these two mediums, Sofubi and Resin, come from admiration of the materials themselves. I would be lying if I said I didn't have favorite artists, sculpts, and colorways, but more often than not these days, I find that the things that draw me to a certain piece are the qualities of the vinyl or resin. Sofubi, for example, is so versatile. You can marble multiple colors together. You can add glitter. You can cast double pours. And the tactile sensation is something else altogether. Different factories produce soft vinyl that has a different thickness and therefore has more give to it than others. And the manufacturing process is something that is so precise. True, smooth textures can be achieved. And even if a sculpt is deliberately imperfect, the casting of the vinyl captures those imperfections perfectly. Resin is a different beast entirely. Unlike Sofubi, resin toys are solid all the way through, which allows for the creation of entire worlds within. You can suspend glitter or multiple colors of resin in the same piece, which allows for a visual depth, encouraging you to stare at it for hours. In some ways, I feel like Sofubi and Resin are diametrically opposed when it comes to the aesthetic experience of each. Sofubi is warm, charming, inviting, nostalgic. Resin is cool, delicate yet concrete, aloof. But as much as I can wax poetic about how I love these little hunks of very specific plastic, I wouldn't be as deep in this world as I am if it weren't for the community. I've made some really close friends through the toy world, and just about everyone has always been genuine and welcoming. That includes fans and artists. I feel the same as when I was sitting around on the living room floor trading Pokemon cards with my friends. We like the cards, we think they look pretty, we want to get the best ones, but deep down, we're just having a hell of a lot of fun. You see, everybody has something. Some people like jewelry, some people cars, some people sneakers, and some people experiences. not all of those people would classify themselves as collectors, especially those in the last category. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people who are materially unattached. In fact, I think there's a lot to be learned from that kind of mindset. The idea that memories are more important than things. But that's what I love about this community. I get to collect the things I love for no other reason than because they bring me joy, and I get to have a great time while I do it. I get both.